had several inquiries of people wanting to know what they really need to do to their home to get it ready to hit the market. I think that's a great question, and one of the things that I always bring up is curb appeal. People drive by, they see the for sale sign, they slow down to look at the home. Their first impression is the curb appeal. So I would highly recommend that anybody would spruce up the lawn, sweep off the leaves, make sure around the front door is clean and tidy, because we want the first impression to be strong, so when they walk in the door, this showing really starts on a positive note. So I would say my number one thing would be start with curb appeal. And Keri, I know you just sold your home, and you had experience getting it ready for the market and getting it ready to get sold. You want to share some things that you think helped you?
Sure, Bonnie. The first thing I did was declutter. So that's somewhat the natural part of the packing process. So removing the things I did not want, discard, and then donate the things that I didn't want, and then the ones I did want, that would be packed to the new home. And then depersonalizing became very critical. I feel like reducing the amount of photos in the home, knickknacks, things that just would not make a new family feel that it was a neutral home that would feel inviting for them. So those are the few things that I first did.
Awesome. Mandy, how about you? I know you're working with the client right now, and you've introduced a stager to her. Tell us about that process.
Right. We have a new listing coming up, and it is a young family, but they have been in this home for quite a few years. She has partially moved out, and so the first thing that we do, and usually do with all of our sellers, is we'll walk through room by room, help them determine if there are items that, as Keri said, need to be more depersonalized. We might move those out. If there aren't enough items in the house, we sometimes bring in a professional stager, and that's really fun, and it's exciting for the seller because they kind of get a new perspective on what their house could look like. True. It's also great for the house because it can bring in a contemporary feel. If it's a classic style house, if it's a contemporary house, we can make it a little bit more traditional to help a buyer who's coming in to kind of think, I could make it look like this, or I could make it look like this, and it's a good thing to do, and it helps us to sell the house a lot faster because it helps people realize what it is that they could be like living there.
That's an awesome point. Yeah, we have found statistically we are getting a higher price and a faster sale with the homes that are professionally staged. So that's an excellent point. Thank you. Ashley, welcome from Denver, Colorado on this beautiful, sunny, hot Friday afternoon in St. Petersburg.
Thank you.
Love that you're here with us today, and love to hear your perspective as a great realtor in Denver, Colorado. What do you think some of the most important items are that you would advise a client to do to prepare their home for market?
That's a great question. And I think, some of the things, I look at it from a little bit different perspective. I know you guys represent a ton of sellers, which is awesome. I tend to work with a little bit more buyers. So bringing a buyer's agent perspective to the conversation, when I'm working with buyers, I look at the things you don't think about. I walk in a house and I almost immediately look at the baseboards. Are they clean? Are they dinged? Are they dirty? Because I think if a seller is going to neglect the little things, they're going to neglect the big things. So I advise my buyers, okay, if I'm seeing signs of uncleanliness or things that are beat up, I'm like, we might have a deferred maintenance problem. Versus when I walk in a house and I see everything is clean and fresh, and they've really taken great care and a lot of pride in their home, you can usually deduce that they've taken pride in the bigger things too. So their furnace, their AC, their roof, electrical, plumbing, the things that you don't get to see until an inspection, they really do matter in showing. So I would say clean, 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 and when you think it's clean, clean it again. And
Excellent point.
I know that's hard to live with when you're a seller and you have people in and out of your house, and it's really hard to keep it clean. So when I am working with sellers, I typically advise them to maybe go away for the weekend, the first weekend that we hit the market, so that I can get as many people through while things look amazing, and then you never have to do it again.
Awesome. That's an awesome point. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. People don't think about the little things, but you're right. If it looks clean and tidy, it's a great impression, and it gives them confidence there's not going to be any inspection problems, etc. So thank you for sharing your buyer's perspective. That's awesome. Well, thank you all for being with us today, and have a great weekend and go sell all those houses.